Today we will complete explaining about the needs of a chlorophyll plant. In the last video we know that a chlorophyll plant needs water, carbon dioxide and sunlight. Today we will know what are the other needs of a chlorophyll plant. And we will also practice more on the action verbs, compare and distinguish. As I told you the last period, to compare plants G and H, page 33 on biology book. So how to answer it? We must put the similarities and differences. So we start by the word both plants absorb sunlight and carbon dioxide. However, plants G are watered with distilled water which grows slowly, while plants H are watered with nutritive solution which grows more and become taller. So we mention both similarities and differences. Let's remember what is the meaning of a distilled water. As we took in the class, distilled water are water that doesn't contain this minerals. There are no minerals in this distilled water. However, nutritive solution contains minerals. So we must know what is the difference between distilled water and nutritive solution. As you see here, we put distilled water X, there is no minerals. Nutritive solution thick, contains minerals. Now let's look at this figure. In this figure we have four different groups of wheat plants that they grow in different conditions. The first group of wheat plants grow in a complete medium. Complete medium means that there is nothing missing in the medium that this green plant grow in it. That means that it has all the minerals and water that this plant needed. As a result, it grows normally. The second group, which grow without potassium, they grow slowly. Third group, which they are planted and grow without phosphorus, they become yellow. And the last group, without nitrogen, they grow slowly, become thin and brown. So here we have four different groups of wheat plants. They are growing in a different medium. Distinguish between plants 1 and 2. So here we have distinguish. So only we must mention and put the differences. There is no need for similarities. So we answer as follows. Plants 1 grow in complete medium, which lead to its complete growth, while plants 2 grow in a medium without potassium, which leads to a slow growth. So as you see here, only differences are written. Distinguish between plants 1 and 3. Plants 1 grows in a complete medium, which leads to its complete growth, while plants 3 grow in a medium deprived from phosphorus, which in turn become yellow. Deprived means there is no phosphorus. Distinguish between plants 1 and 4. Plants 1 grow in complete medium, which in turn grows normally, while plants 4 grow in a medium deprived from nitrogen, which in turn grow slowly and become thin and brown. So as a summary or as a conclusion, we can conclude that from this experiment that nutritive solution contains mineral salts such as potassium, phosphorus, nitrogen and calcium. All of these are minerals that a chlorophyllic plant needs. We know that chlorophyllic plants need mineral, but like what? Like phosphorus, like potassium, like nitrogen, like calcium, which are all important for a complete growth of a chlorophyllic plant. So from this experiment, from these four different groups of a plant, we can conclude and we can sum up, and you must study it by heart, that a nutritive solution contains mineral salts, such as potassium, phosphorus, nitrogen, and calcium, which are all important for a complete growth of a chlorophyllc plant. What is control experiment? Control experiment is an experiment that is done to compare the results with it. Usually we do this experiment only to compare the results with it. So in the above experiment, in our case, plants 1 are control experiments that is used to compare the changes and results with it. So plant 1, where no changes was found, is used only to compare the results with it. As you see that in each case we were comparing our results with plant 1. So usually control experiments has no change. There is no change. In the others, we have plants grow without potassium, without nitrogen, but in the plants 1, which is the control experiment, there is no change was done, and that because in order to use it, in order to compare our results with it.